Yeah. So, what are the tools, metrics for measuring the process in a company, and how do you set a baseline?
Okay. So these are two separate questions. First, let me answer the first question in terms of process, right? So when we do the due diligence, or we have something called Manthan, right? So Manthan is a process where we try to identify, dive deep into an organization, understand what are the problems, what are the root causes, and then try to find a solution for these problems, right? And then more or less any problem that you find, so it might be because of a lack of system or process, or because a system or process is existing but not sufficient to solve your problems, or people not being trained enough on a system or process. So it all ends up over there, right? So when we do, so how do you go about identifying like where there is a process lapse or gaps in process? So we do multiple interviews. We have different types of studies that we do. We do some audits to understand where the organization has gaps, and then try to identify that these are the processes where things are going for a toss, right? So some of the indicators in terms of which help us identify there are process lapses are like, if you when you do interviews with different personnel across the organization, so one common question that we ask is like, what was the last major problem that you had, and then how frequently do you get that problem, right? So that gives you, that opens some doors for you to understand like which processes there are issues and stuff, right? And then the second part of your question in terms of how do you make baseline, so again this is part of the same root cause analysis or deep dive analysis that we do, and then we take up data for the last 6 months wherever it is there, to form a baseline in terms of like what is the required metric, what is the metric in the past, where are we currently, and then how do we go about improving the same metric.